How you doing, everybody, and welcome to Dicey Decisions, where we roll dice, spin stories, and play some Durgan and Bargain. We don't have any announcements for this week, so let's just go ahead and jump into this episode of Dicey Decisions. Last we left our adventure, the three of you had quite an eventful morning, actually. You woke up, rushed into the city to speak to Shieldmaster Kata Thundercall to plead your case. She seemed to at least believe that you were telling the truth, but she also had conflicting orders, apparently. And she gave you a 24-hour deadline to either get out of the city, or she is going to arrest you.
She arrested my dad.
Theodric was also taken downstairs.
No!
To be court-martialed, because he did go against the rules in order to help you guys, but he didn't seem to regret it in the slightest.
And I punched a child.
And you decked a kid in the face. You decked poor Pubert in the face.
Oh, Pubert. Poor lad.
Pubert.
Does not deserve the ass kicking we gave him. Well, Cat gave him. I wanted to kill him.
One hit KO.
I wanted to kill him.
Anyway. So you did that, and then you decided to go and find Gurg and Oran to discuss leaving the city. So, the three of you went out in search of Artur Grain, the mysterious, wealthy friend that they had been mentioning ever since you got into town that they had gone off to search for. You found the manor, a very ostentatious building, and were let inside by the butler, ?
Butler. More like butt head.
Thank you for your input, Tiff.
I'm very good at this.
You're spectacular. You were allowed into a dressing, not dressing room, a side room, kind of a sitting room that turned out to be a lot more than what it appeared to be, as you now found yourselves in a dungeon of puzzles and mystery. After circumventing the first two challenges, you find yourselves in complete darkness on a who knows how tall podium over a pit, surrounded by whirring and clanking as three strangely glowing metallic spiders suddenly rise up from the depths below. And I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
As I stated, I am using real life dice.
Yes.
But I'll take picks.
All right, everyone ready?
Yep.
I got 25 to 20.
Me. Dirty 20.
You got straight up 20?
Dirty 20, so...
A dirty 20, so a not natural 20?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. 20 to 15. What do the other two of you get?
I got
11.
18.
Ooh, nice. Helga with the 18. What'd you get? An 11?
11.
Okay, I need you to roll, just roll a straight d20. Tell me what you get.
15.
All right. Good stuff.
The computers cannot dictate my luck. I dictate my luck.
All right, so as combat begins, music plays because that's how you fucking do this shit.
That's how you fucking do it.
That's how you fucking do it.
That's how we do it.
So, at the top of the round, what you're seeing here is the light cast by Soot's bracelet, which is currently lit through the use of a light cantrip. It only goes for 20 feet. Everything beyond is darkness, and there's like a slight shimmering and glittering happening in other parts of the room, but you can't quite see what it is. So, first up is Soot, actually. What are you going to do?
So I want to remind me again. Is dodge? I can hold an action, but can I hold like a bonus action?
You can only hold your action specifically.
All right.
Now, dodge is not an action you necessarily hold. Dodge is an action you take where you're preparing yourself to dodge out of the way of any attack coming towards you.
Okay. All right. It doesn't say on my spell sheet, but I want to know, is daylight a action? I want to assume that it's an action.
Daylight, I believe, takes an action to cast.
All right. Well, I'll cast daylight all the same, and it does this very like anime pose where he like points his hand up to the sky and squeaks out the sun and lets cast daylight up above everyone. And daylight is an evocation spell that has a 60 foot radius sphere of light, and then it, along with that, like sheds a dim light for an additional 60 feet. So 60 feet plus an additional 60 feet.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Now, dim light isn't very helpful for any of you because none of you have dark vision. So seeing in dim light is basically you're just seeing nothing. However, I can certainly reveal a 60. Is this going to be directly above you in space, or are you casting it on an object?
Well, does it need to be on an object? Because I want it to be above us as if it were like the sunlight at noon shining down on us.
Absolutely.
If I have to like cast on something though, you know what? This might be cooler. I want to cast it on the ground so the ground glows as if we're on like a lit plane.
Okay.
I feel like that might be cooler actually. I'll do that.
All right. Sure.
Yeah. It's
Let
the
me
flavor,
just
Mike.
count.
The
5,
flavor.
10. Absolutely. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Wow, that's a lot of space. Damn, that's a pretty kick-ass spell. Yeah, that pretty much reveals... Yeah, that pretty much reveals the whole map, actually. So way to go, Soot. Everyone gives Soot some props.
He does a little toot horn.
Oop.
In a weird medicine.
You get the props and the set.
Toot toot.
Yeah, so that reveals the whole map. So way to go, Soot. And yeah, that lasts for an hour. So the entire room flares into light as you now can see around you these three strange mechanical metal spiders that are two of them over here, and it's not letting me point. This one here and this one here are standing with what looks like 10 legs on the stone. And the weird thing about the stone here is it's not fully worked stone. Some of it is actual earth, like it's been just packed into what looks like maybe a bowl or something. And you are standing, like, as you take steps, like there's a little bit of of dust that pops up. And what you're standing on is this central platform, and these three stairways ascend upward about 6 feet in height to these three different platforms. And this one here is just, its legs are kind of rotating around its central axis very fast, and it's hovering like a helicopter. It's making this strange humming sound. All of them are chittering and skittering towards you.
I hate that.
So, Soot, that was your action. What else are you doing?
I think Soot is going to. I guess it's pretty much staying in place, but staying behind, like between and behind Kat and Helga, and just staying in the defensive.
All right, so you're gonna just stay right there. Good stuff. All right, next up is Helga. What are you doing?
I'm gonna. Do I have any rages left?
I don't know. Do you?
It doesn't look like it.
You haven't raged today.
I haven't raged today. Oh, I forgot to reset my rages then. So then, yeah, I'm gonna rage.
Ignore
Okay, Helga undergoes her usual transformation, swells. Helga, as you do this, as you go into your rage state, you do feel this intense cramping in your lower abdomen.
Ouch.
It's a familiar cramp.
Is it that time of the month?
Yeah.
Yes, it is actually.
It's the full moon.
What do you know?
So what's going on?
I rage and then target one of the spider guys.
All right, you got a few to choose from. There's one floating over an potentially endless abyss, and then there's two more on each of the platforms.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the upper one.
The upper one to the right.
Yeah.
All right, you have 5,
No,
10.
the one floating over a void.
Sure.
I do not trust the void one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's flying. That's.
I'm gonna
that's
go.
right, it's
No,
fuck.
I said not that one. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go for the not flying one.
All right, you have 40 feet.
Yeah. Let's see.
You can get right up to it. Wham!
Right on it. Yeah. And then can I attack it?
Absolutely. You fought these things before. You're ready for it.
I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna go at it with my great axe.
All right. As you approach it, this is interesting. Katrina and Helga, you do notice that these things seem to be designed a little bit differently. Their morphology is different than the ones that you encountered before. These ones seem more deadly. There's more pointy legs to stab.
Oh no, it's pointier.
They are pointier.
I rolled a 23 to hit.
Fuck yes, that hits. Go for it.
Yeet. Yeet.
Yeet.
10 slashing damage plus. Hold on. 10 plus. No, wait. It already takes into account the things, right?
What?
It already takes. Roll 20 already takes into account the.
It does not take into account your rage damage.
Oh, right. So that's plus 2. 12.
12 points of damage?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck it up.
And that's just regular slashing damage.
Yes.
Excellent.
I get 2 attacks. Yes.
Yes, you do. Go and roll your second attack.
Yeah. Oh, that is a nat 1.
Oh well, that misses. You strike out with your axe, and just swing down on it, and you actually snap a few of its legs as it tries to skitter out of the way. But then it just moves erratically and starts hovering, and it's rotating around you, and you're trying to swipe, but you can't get a beat on it. These things are much faster than you remember.
Erratic is my least favorite types of movements for enemies to be doing.
They're evolving!
All right, is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Yeah, it was your action, bonus action, and movement. All right, next up is Katrina.
I am not wearing any armor.
No, you're not. Sucks,
I'm in a
doesn't it?
dress.
Oh yeah, your dress is You're dressed as a fancy lady.
I have, how much movement do I have? I can't remember. It's been forever.
You have 30 feet of movement.
30 feet of movement. So I'm going to move 30 feet towards these stairs over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bonus action summon my sword just to have it at the ready.
All right, you leap and charge off of this, because where the three of you were standing was kind of this slightly raised part of the platform. It was about like a foot up higher than the rest of it. Again, with that weird packed earth to it. The only parts that don't seem to be packed earth are like the rims and of the different platforms and the stairs themselves. And as you charge over towards the stairs and kind of stop midway up, you summon your sword in a flash of fire and sparks. It just erupts into your hand.
And I'm going to firebolt this guy.
All right, go for it.
Oh, I have a thing toggled. I will re-roll and not take the first amazing roll.
Yes, please make sure your toggles are untoggled next time.
Make sure your toggles are untoggled and make sure your tits are unboggled.
My what's or who now?
Are unboggled.
20 to hit.
Modified 20, that totally hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Dirty 20, y'all.
Wait, what is she going over there? What's over there?
16 fire damage.
Alrighty. You blast out fire. Again, the almost fireworks, single firework shoots out of your hand and explodes as it connects with the floating metal spider. But what's odd about it is, as the fire explodes, it's almost immediately sucked inward, and the gem that the construction is made around its kind of central body seems to be glowing with red energy.
It's hits. They've updated them so that they are no longer susceptible to fire damage!
It does seem to kind of jerk a little bit to the side, but it's still hovering. Doesn't seem to take as much damage as you thought it would.
Great.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
All right. So that's it for your turn. It is now their turn. So each of them are going to pick one of you because...
Fuck.
Adoy.
I think I know which one's mine.
5, 10, 15... Let me see. This one's going to go right here.
What?
This one's going to go right here. This one is going to go... It's skittering. It starts skittering wildly. Just the sound of its metallic feet just against the hard-packed earth is just loud and scraping. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30... This one didn't get close enough to you, Soot, but it kind of sits there and kind of skitters.
I tap dance.
It makes this weird...
I tap dance back.
roll a performance check, please.
Oh shit.
Some spiders you don't want to tap dance.
Yeah, I
Oh,
understood
performance.
that reference. You tell those spiders.
I have a 8. I think it's it's an 8. Or maybe a 9. This is a
A number.
When something's like checked beside the skills,
If there's a dot next to it,
That's you add your proficiency to it too.
but
yeah.
if there's no check, I don't add
you
it.
don't add your proficiency.
Okay, so yeah, just 8.
Okay, just 8. You kind of you stamp your feet angrily, and and it makes a pat 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 sound.
Pat pat pat.
Anyway, so we're gonna start over here with Katrina. This one, there's this high-pitched humming sound as the central body of it, the crystal, this strange material you've only seen before in its predecessors, glows brightly. The color, the color. Oh dear. It is this color green. I need you to make a strength saving throw as it suddenly flips horizontally as its legs are whirring, and this blast of wind pushes against you and threatens to make you fall.
You said a what saving throw?
A strength saving throw.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember if you said strength or dex.
Oh no.
That would be a 19.
All right. So you don't fall prone, but you are thrust 20 feet away. Still.
Am I thrown off the dais?
5, 10, 15, 20. And Katrina, you all watch in horror as Katrina careens off the edge.
Is this something that I would be able to bonus action shield for? Is that is this a magical attack? Does shield work against this, or is this more of a area effect?
It is theoretically a magical attack, but it's not.
If I fall, I fall. I'm just.
I'll have. Okay. Your spellcasting modifier is your spellcasting ability currently is intelligence, right? You know what? I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll a charisma check.
Yes, it is intelligence.
Just give me a charisma check.
You don't want intelligence?
Nope. Give me a charisma check.
Okay.
I want intelligence.
We all do.
Check, not a saving throw. That
Just a
would
check.
be natural 20.
Oh.
So 21.
Nice.
Okay, so I would say not you have practiced the spell shield many times. And I would say in a moment of almost inspiration and through just sheer force of will, you throw up that shield in front of you, that teardrop shaped glowing barrier of sparks, and the wind blasts against it and around it, and you feel your feet slide back, and you are just on the edge of it. But with how high you rolled with your strength save and that natural 20, I would say that you do not fall off the edge.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
You did it.
Damn it, I really wanted to roll 8d10.
Good. I don't. Man, that was scary.
All right, so that's the first one. Helga.
Katrina's life flashed before my eyes.
Helga, the one in front of you, rears up and makes that same high-pitched whirring sound, and this time it glows bright red as a gout of flame erupts from it.
A gout?
A gout of flame. That's a thing people say in literature. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
You should get that checked.
I know, I should get that gout.
Definitely get your gout check.
Yeah. Your flame gout.
What do I click on to gout check? Dexterity save, you said?
Yes.
Oh, that's 20.
Jesus H. Christ. And you technically would get advantage on it because of your,
Awesomeness?
well,
Yeah.
no, you have the danger sense ability.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Can't forget about those.
20. That's
Don't
not-
bother rolling again, yeah. Okay, well, you take half damage.
Dang, dude.
I take quarter damage because...
Because you're a fucking bear.
It's a bam deal.
Alright, so that's 9, 12, 15 divided in half is 7. Divided in half again is 3. So you take 3 points of fire damage.
Ha, ha,
It's
ha.
as if you stuck your hand in a toaster, and that's it.
It's even cooler than that. Like, just the fire erupts from this strange metal creature and consumes Helga, and as it dies down, there's like, she's not even smoking, she's just standing there, just
Damn.
it's
Just
pretty badass.
That is pretty badass, huh? Wow.
Let's-
Wow.
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 All right, and that's the end of the of their turn. So back up to the next round. Soot, what are you doing?
Well, I just sliced my thumb on my rotary cutter. That's what I'm doing.
Honey.
No.
There are your band-aids.
Thank you.
Can I do an investigation check about the
Yeah, no,
dirt,
it didn't actually. It was
platform?
sideways, so it didn't actually get down past
We'll
the
get to you in a second, Tiff.
dermis.
Okay.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's just like a little
Yeah.
Carrie Whisker.
Terry Whisker, local celebrity.
This is what Katrina would have sounded like if she had fallen.
Holy shit. Maybe Katrina should have fallen. That's really
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you, Tip.
Okay. I would like to do an investigation. I would like to investigate the platform about like the it's not stone, but it's just
Okay, how about you just
dirt?
ask me what
Yeah.
you're trying to determine, and I will tell you what to roll.
I don't know. I want to know what's up with this room.
You
More
want to
than
know
anything.
what's up with this room?
Yeah.
I won't even have you roll with that. It's filled with killer metal spiders.
I just want to know my options, Mike.
Okay, what are you trying to assess about the room?
I don't know. Like if they're the chance of hiding, because confronting these metal monsters is gonna be really bad.
Okay,
percent.
if you're
Yeah,
looking
there's
for
nowhere
somewhere
to
to hide, I will have you roll a general perception check.
Okay, I will do that.
But be aware before you roll.
Okay.
Before you roll, this is going to be your action. Is just looking around for somewhere to hide.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because it's not like I already like told you what you saw as you entered the room. Like any further investigation is like that's gonna take an action.
Fine. Okay, I accept that. I then will. Could I do an Well, okay. Would this be an action if I do an insight check about the robot?
Not particularly.
Okay, I would like to do that first before I make my decision.
Okay, you wish to. What are you trying to glean from the robot?
Mainly if it's magical, but also like if it's like a puppet.
Okay, go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Actually,
Arcana? Okay, I'll do that. Why not?
Tanaka?
Arcana. Dang.
damn, we never get to roll Arcana checks. This is great.
Damn, I only got a 5.
A 5. They look like creepy metal spiders with strange powers. Like you've never seen anything like this before. Nobody has ever told you anything about this. You didn't even know monsters like this could exist. The thought that it could possibly be a construct does not even pop into your mind.
These are like monsters from my nightmares, except I have no idea these exist.
These
I
are
couldn't
straight up
ima-
monsters.
I couldn't even like
Can
imagine
I
them.
tell you that
Okay.
as a child, I used to have nightmares about the Muppet spider. Like, I don't even remember watching, the Sesame Street, like, Muppet Spider. I don't even remember watching that episode as a child, but I have had nightmares of being chased by that thing since I was, like, 3 years old.
I
had-
actually.
I had nightmares about the snake from the Jungle Book.
Ooh.
That thing was pretty terrifying. I had a dream
I-
about that one once too.
I had nightmares about Psyduck.
That is entirely on brand.
I had nightmares about Trico.
Tip
Trico?
says,
Trico, yeah. Like, Tuesday when I see Trico, I'm like,
Yeah, right? It's like,
how dare you? I love Trico.
I don't know, man. Those eyes.
I had nightmares.
I have pretty good dreams about Lickitung.
Oh my god. man.
Babe.
Let's
Gonna send you to detention.
Look, all I'm saying is that Lickitung eats ass, and
I hate this. I hate this line of conversation. Okay,
this is the worst timeline.
this is the worst timeline. Maybe.
Okay,
Okay, I'm going to just take my. Okay,
so
I'm
that
just gonna...
didn't take an action. That was just your just immediate knowledge on it.
Okay, let's see. This is definitely within reach. Okay, I'm going to cast Scorching Ray at the robot that's like skittering in front of me.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna direct all 3 at it?
Actually, could I do it at that 2 at the one?
Bless you.
Well, actually, 1 at the one in front of me, and then 2 at the one facing Cat.
A baby.
All right. So you raise up your prayer wheel, and a gathering of white gold light kind of seems to spark and burn from it as these straight up lasers just blast out from it. One directly towards the one in front of you, and then 2 arcing around and kind of making a pincer move towards the one hovering in the air. Go ahead and roll for your attacks.
Okay.
Bless you, kitty baby.
Big
Bless
sneezes.
you.
Do I add anything to this?
It's a yes. You add your spell attack bonus because it is
Okay,
a spell ranged attack.
All right, I got 14 for 1,
Okay.
18 for another,
Mm-hmm.
and then 10.
All right. So the first one shoots towards the one in front of you. It goes just barely wide, and it just right between 2 legs and blasts into the stone. And there's this miniature, like tiny indentation crater as the fire blasts into that. The other 2 arc around behind you, and you turn to look as one careens off into the darkness, but the other one does land true. Go ahead and roll damage
Okay.
for a single one of those.
It still takes half damage, even if it doesn't hit.
No.
No, it doesn't.
It takes 2d6 fire damage for each one that hits.
But it says the effect half damage. Okay, I'll just defer to you. That makes more sense to me.
Where does it say that?
Like,
This is Scorching Ray, right?
Yeah. It says
It's
like
not an AoE effect.
No. What is this effect? Whatever.
Is it on your character sheet in Roll20?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm reading this wrong. Because it says effect half damage.
Did you mark off that you cast Daylight, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Scorching Ray. You create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. You can hurl them at one target or several. Make a ranged spell attack for each ray. On a hit, the target takes 2d6 fire damage.
Okay. That's... Okay, I guess that's it then. Never mind. I'll still roll 2d6. Let's see.
So, Ray.
Ooh, 2 6s. 12.
2 6. Okay, damn.
Yeah.
Shit.
Damn.
12 for 1. Did it hit twice or only once?
No, it just hit once. Only
Okay,
one of
so-
your beams hit, and that hit the
12
one
on
that hit the one that Cat is fighting, and that was 12 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay, again, the holy light, as it can only be described, this burning light, does seem to not do as well as you thought it would, as it is partially absorbed by the crystal in the center of the creature.
See, this is why you just smash it.
I can't smash. I'm a bird.
But smash.
All right, so
With
are you
your
moving?
cloaca.
So it's gonna make a run for Cat. Yeah, Cat. He's going to like do his full action to get to Cat. There we go.
Okay. Just gonna stand next to Cat. Okay. Yeah, that's Soot's turn. Helga, what are you doing?
Attack again.
Go for it.
Read it. It's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
12 slashing damage.
All right. So as you cleave through it, there's this slight tink as the metal head of your axe collides with the metal structure surrounding the crystal, and then breaks through, and then collides with the crystal itself.
Hey.
Not good.
Wait.
He gonna blow up.
No, it's not. There's a spark and a shatter, and this flash of light, and the creature is no more.
Hey.
Would you like to use your movement?
Yep.
Yee boy.
Where are you going?
Towards this guy over here that... Wait, where's everyone?
I'm by Cat.
I see. Let me go get the guy that's on the ground.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You can get close.
Let me
Get
get
right
close.
about here. As you run, kind of leap down the stairs and then charge towards it.
Yeah.
Use one of your attacks as a dash.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I dash and then attack once?
Nope. You
No,
can
No,
only...
it's an action.
it's a full action to dash.
That's right.
That was a good idea, though.
Dang.
It was a good
Okay.
stratagem.
I guess I'm here.
Yep.
Do a dance.
Hold on. Do a little dance.
You have another action. You actually, you do have some ranged weapons on you.
Some ranged weapons.
Yeah,
such as
you have
the
that
javelin
strange...
I have.
Yeah, you have that strange javelin that you, found.
Oh yeah.
You could have thrown that from all the way up at the top, if you'd like. If Helga could have thought of that.
If Helga could have thought of that. Let's say I run at it and then also like throw the javelin at it.
Okay, so like as you're running, maybe like you leap off the stairs, and like midair you just like just yeet the javelin at it and then charge towards it.
That's
All right. So let me pull up the stats for that actually, because I didn't give you any.
Mhm.
Let's see.
I have an attack for a regular javelin. It says 1d6 plus 4.
Yeah, that will. This one will have different damage, but just hold that thought. E F G H I J javelin.
A B C D E F G.
Okay. So as you pull it out and get ready to throw it, a little whisper comes into your mind. Almost it's not even like a word, it's more like the way to visualize it would be like if suddenly a command prompt opened up inside of Helga's head, and like you saw the little cursor like blinking slightly, waiting for her to type in a word. I would like you to just improvise a command word.
But she can't read.
Go ahead and improvise a command word.
That should be the command word.
Bears.
Bears. As you yell out, bears! The javelin in your hands, as soon as it leaves your hand, it becomes a bolt of lightning that just...
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that little fucker needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, he
And
does.
fails miserably.
Yeah.
Natural
That's
what?
a 5.
Ooh.
Which might as well be. Alright, so it takes, yeah. I need you to make a ranged weapon attack. So it's a d20 plus your, dexterity modifier.
Okay, hold on. Crap, how do I do that now?
Just roll a dexterity check, basically, and add your proficiency bonus.
I'll do that. Dexterity check. Oh, that's a save. There we go. 16, 17, 18. To
Yep,
hit.
that hits. All right, so it takes 46 lightning damage,
Hey.
and
Are you
that's
rolling that?
4, 9. You can roll it if you'd like.
No, you go for it.
All right.
I heard some nice numbers, so.
That's all right. It takes 11 points of damage,
Nice.
and and the bolt of lightning arcs into the creature, and as you charge towards it, you see that it's still moving, and the javelin is currently embedded into the stones, like a foot behind it. And the javelin is back to normal, but still crackling with a little arcs and trickles of lightning.
Careful. I'm going to yell, be careful! That's how I got impaled!
You got what?
Impaled.
What?
Impaled.
Yeah, that happened. All right. Let me just double check that I didn't miss anything. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it for your turn, Helga. Cat, what's up? What you doing?
I am going to haul ass toward the stairs and put
Okay.
my back up against the wall. And as I go, I'm going to yell to Soot, "You are a flightless bird. Stay away from the edge."
So you're just gonna where are you going specifically?
I'm going toward the stairs and I'm going to put my back up against the wall. I'm not going down the stairs, but I'm going to that area and I'm putting my back against the wall. That way I can't get pushed.
Okay. Just as a point of order, you are going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Just in case that changes your opinion on things. Okay, cool. Yeah, you put your back against the wall and like right up against the wall. There you go.
And I'm going to firebolt the son of a bitch.
Go ahead.
1 second.
Boodalip.
That would be balls 8.
8.
Yeah.
Yes, that misses, sadly.
Unfortunate.
All right. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
Nope.
All right. Make
I'm
sure you
done.
mark off that spell slot that you used for shield. Next up is the creatures. So we're gonna start with the one that was attacked by Helga. It's going to come around here. Actually, it's going to... It's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. It's gonna... It jumps up and hovers in the air, starts rotating around you as it's... let me see if it... Actually, that one didn't get to use its elemental discharge, so it gets to just go and do it.
I don't like that.
So it whirs up... As this time, a blast of icy cold energy shoots out from it. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I feel like I should have advantage on that for reasons.
Are
Sorry.
you, is that a thing you get from your rage?
No.
What a waste.
What's that?
You rolled it twice.
Well, one was a Constitution check and the other was a Constitution save.
Well, awesome.
With-
Natural 20. Way to go.
Nice.
Yes, queen.
Sorry, I almost took that moment away from you. I'm so sorry. Okay, so you only take...
By clicking the wrong thing the first time and then...
Yeah, you take a quarter damage. So that's 9, 10, 11,
That's
16.
your second. That's your second nat 20 in a row on a save. Way to go.
Dude, you're doing good.
Helga wants to live today.
Straight up.
After a brush with death.
Oh, 13, 14,
Yeah.
15, 16. Okay, so you only take 4 points of cold damage.
Okay.
You're just getting the little chumpy hits.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the next one, let's see if it gets back its elemental discharge. It does not. So instead, it's going to move towards the closest enemy, which is Soot, and make 4 attacks with its pointy leggy bits.
Oh, rip Soot.
Oh god.
Oh, that's cocked. Damn it, that was almost a natural
Things are
22.
fucking pieces.
Oh my god, I rolled a 3, an 8, and a 1! Criminy!
Dana, be with me.
Haha.
Criminy
The
jismus.
bird lives.
Well,
Bro, I
we'll
was
see,
gonna-
because
I
it gets
was
a
gonna
+3 to hit, so does an 11 hit.
No.
Okay, so it starts, it's just stabbing out at you, and you're nimbly dodging out of the way, like knocking its legs out of the way. You're like, oh, this thing isn't actually very strong. It just
He's
looks
doing his
scary.
like stamp dance.
He's doing the stamp dance and like just batting the attacks out of the way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
less tap dancing and more like Irish stepping.
Yeah.
Okay, so it did that, and now it's going to back up again. So it went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to come back over the whole thing there. And this one, since it was right here, it went 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, it's going to hover straight up, actually. This one was going to use the remaining 10 feet of movement to hover straight up in the air.
Like above us?
Yeah, so Helga, it's currently 15 feet above you.
Oh.
Huh.
So, next up is Soot. But actually, as it moves back, Soot, you do get a melee attack as a, reaction.
Ooh, nice. Let's see if I hit. Hit a corner. What do I add to that?
Well,
No.
it would be whatever attack bonus is next to your mace, because I think that's the only melee weapon you have.
Oh.
Your attack bonus should
17.
be 17 total.
Yeah.
That hits. Okay, go ahead,
Sweet,
roll.
okay.
Go and roll damage.
Let's get my 1d6 back.
Get it back here for a second.
6 again.
6 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, that's just bludgeoning.
Yeah, bludgeoning.
Okay.
As he's doing his like Irish step, he like does a like twist and then uses his mace to like hit it as it backs up.
Okay. That actually, you crush it. As just a reaction. So
Oh, sweet!
and it just shatters and like tumbles off into the darkness.
Yeah, boy.
Kick it.
Yeah, you just kick it off into the darkness as you smash it. Okay, which leaves us with Helga. Or Soot, you still have some, you have your entire turn, actually. So,
Oh,
Soot, what are
okay.
you doing? That was just your reaction.
I don't know. Let's how far would it take to knock it out? Okay, I would like to run towards Helga to help fight the last remaining bot.
Mm-hmm.
And just use my sling to just, I don't know, knock it back down.
Sure. So, where are you going? You can get, 5, 10, 20, 30, right about here, like under it, almost.
That's good enough, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
sure.
I'm just gonna use my sling to just try to knock it.
Go for it.
11?
Sadly, that does not hit. You load a little rock and it just off into the darkness. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my god.
Oh my
6.
god, I would have been fucking dead.
Oh my god.
It still hasn't hit by the end of your turn.
Oh my god! Like a shiver runs down Soot's spine. Like,
Anything else for your turn?
do I? This is as close as I can get. Do I have any more action? I mean,
You have a bonus action if you have anything you want to do for that.
no. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, no bonus.
No bones.
No bones. No bones for me.
All right. Yeah. So that's it for Soot. Helga, what you doing?
God. The tax. Wait, can't text. It's not there. Wait, yeah, it is. I lost it for a second with great background. You're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
I've been like squinting at it.
It's the camouflage.
it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. I'm sorry. Can I can't really like put an aura around it or anything.
You're okay. I'm gonna attack it with.
It's
my,
right here.
With my axe.
It's kind of out of reach right now.
Shit. Oh.
Throw
Let me,
the spear.
let me step at it and then use that roll for attack.
You what?
I said, let me step up to it to attack then.
Okay, you're gonna have to like get right under it, and because
Oh,
it's
wait, this one's floating. Shit.
yeah.
Can you like do a jump to try to hit it? Like jump hit?
I'll say if you are still trying to hit it with a melee attack, I'm gonna make it a disadvantage
Oh.
because it's technically within reach mechanically, but it's also like hovering in the air 15 feet above you.
Can I retrieve my javelin and throw that at it?
You could retrieve your javelin, yeah. You'd have to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and be right there.
Okay, let's do that and then throw it.
Sure. Go ahead and throw your javelin.
You throw a javelin. Gonna make a dexterity check. And then add 3. 11.
11.
And it sails off into the darkness.
I'll let dang it.
Never to be found again.
Goodbye, Javelin.
Bye, Javelin. You were really cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Goodbye forever.
You got one good use out of it.
Dang.
God damn it.
What do you
all right.
expect? You give me a fucking throwing
Okay,
weapon?
out of
I'm gonna throw
curiosity, is that a common, uncommon, or rare item?
It was an uncommon item.
Dang. We gotta find more kobolds. Oh wait, what were they? Whatever.
They were definitely not kobolds.
Not kobold.
I don't know what anything
All
is.
They were
right.
Smeagol.
All right. You have 2 attacks per round, so that was your first attack.
Do a jump.
You want to throw your axe? Does Helga want to throw her axe?
They're set.
I'll throw a hand at. I'm not gonna throw soot. I'll throw a hand axe at it.
Go ahead.
That's a 17 plus 3 to hit. Yeah, okay. So not 20.
No, that actually hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Do I just... How do I... Oh, that's a great axe. Hold on. Oh, I'm clicking everything. I'm sorry. Did not mean to. Hand axe.
This is made even funnier by the fact that like it's my mic is picking up Michael's mic, and so I'm just hearing bloop 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 bloop. bloop.
9.
It's like a text chain.
That's a 9 damage.
Okay. That was actually... That'll do it.
Hey.
Yeah, boy.
Yay!
But how?
But how? I don't know. I fucking throw an axe at it and it breaks the crystal thing in the middle.
Sure thing. You throw the axe at it, and it actually cleaves right into the center of it, and there's this moment where the whole thing jitters, and it cleaves, and it just kind of falls into 2 pieces onto the ground.
Can we
There's a
get
chance
inside
it might
it?
explode.
I already rolled for that.
Oh, dang it.
Already rolled for the explosion. Didn't happen.
Can we see inside it?
So I just got really unlucky last time.
Yeah. Yeah, you got very unlucky last time. You want to inspect it? Because actually that's yeah.
Haha, choke on it. Ah!
Gotta dance on it. No, I just want to look at it.
Sorry, I'm playing Mario Kart, and I just gave Donkey Kong a taste of his own banana-y medicine.
Yeah, show that
Banana-y
monkey
medicine.
his place. Okay.
All right, so that's that was combat. You guys made it.
Wow.
We survived.
Yay!
That was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Nice.
All right, so you're going to go up to the one that Helga just cleaved in twain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Can I roll an insight? Or is it investigation?
no, because you're not being insightful to a dead robot.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a robot, can it be dead?
I don't know.
Does it have
Is
a
it a
soul?
robot? I'm only repeating what you guys are calling them.
I'm
gonna jog up and assist in this investigation.
Sure
guys.
thing. So,
Can
you
I
two.
roll a
Well, actually, if Katrina is going to be assisting, then Soot you can roll with advantage.
Cool, because I rolled a 3 the first time.
Oh, and now.
Was that the rock?
And the javelin.
Oh my god.
No.
It took that long. Kat, you were so lucky you put that shield up.
Soot, you would
Yeah.
know with your keen mind it took exactly 8 seconds.
Shit.
80 feet,
That's scary.
right?
Give or take.
Okay, I rolled a 19.
Closer to 80 meters, but.
That's
You rolled a what?
19.
19? That was with advantage for investigation?
Yes.
Alright. So you go and inspect this, and it's weird. You know, it was a monster to you a few minutes ago, and now it's a strange tangle of appendages made from metal with joints and piping. It seems to be made to look like an organism, but there's nothing about this that would suggest life. It's this apparatus that is somehow, you're not really, you don't really understand how it works, but there is that crystal that was the central, what seemed to be the central powering mechanism for it. And the crystal was about the size of maybe between a softball, like a very large softball.
Oh.
Somewhere between a soccer ball and a softball. It's about that size, and it was angular. It had weird facets to it. It didn't look like it was processed or cut specifically. It looked like it was found and shoved into this thing. And now that it's been cracked in half, there's some shattered pieces of what once were crystal. Actually, as you watch, it seems to be sublimating, like dry ice. There's a puddle of water slowly spreading from it. Little bits of the crystal are dropping onto the ground and collapsing like dirt, like wet sand. There's also like steam and heat, and as you reach closer towards it, you have to stop as one of the tiny shards bursts into flame.
Oh shit.
Does alchemy exist in this universe?
Alchemy in the sense of making gold, heating something up long enough and then it turns into gold.
Alchemy in the sense of just taking something and trying to imbue it with life.
Oh, that kind of like Full Metal Alchemist alchemy.
Yeah.
Redstone.
There are fringe things. There are fringe sciences. Most there hasn't been really any basic scientific research done other than what has been lost to time with magic and what has been explored. There's no societies, there's no coalitions of wizards or scientists. You have heard tale of people in the Southlands, the deserts of the Southlands, who due to the strange erratic nature of magic in that region, have, made some advances in medical technology, transportation. It's only really hearsay. So alchemy as a thing it's mostly just a fancy word for chemists.
Okay, just curious.
You've never seen or heard of anything like this before, though. So what are you all doing?
So this is the next room, right? And there were stairs and there was this. We don't see any other way out.
Not at the moment. Helga, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you up to while these two are inspecting one of the fallen things?
I want the rock from it.
You want to grab a bit of the crystal?
It's like currently actively melting and stuff.
And on fire a little bit.
Be very careful. I wasn't sure if you heard that. I didn't want you to accidentally
You're gonna blow it.
I want the rock.
You want to blow on it?
Blow on it so that it cools off.
Okay. You blow on it and it cracks even more, and it seems to be. Go ahead and roll. Helga, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Ooh, Helga Arcana.
When that happens, I'm like, this thing seems to really
18.
react to. Damn, Helga!
Helga's on a roll.
Helga, you can tell the group this however you want, but you are certain that this crystal somehow is condensed, is all of the elements condensed.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Hey, guys, this rock is everything.
Yeah, it
What?
does seem like those creatures were very, very much imbued by the elements. That's so weird. How can a rock be water? Like
this
Life
rock
rock?
is all.
I want it.
This stuff is all things.
Strange rock. What are you made of?
Oh. So it wants to take his water skin and pour what water he has in it on it. To see if it does anything else.
It kind of adds to the slow breakdown of the crystal. It's strange. Like, it's less crystal now and more lumps of dirt. There seems to be coal as well. Fire it's parts of it are bursting into flame. You feel a slight updraft from it as parts of it seem to just be turning into steam and whatever various gases that they could be composed of. There's that puddle of water is continuing to spread. And you are on this central dais as you start to feel it vibrate and then begin to lift.
Ooh.
Carrying two of you, unless Helga wants to step back.
I'm gonna hop back up.
Okay, so you all kind of hop back on. You hop back on as it begins to lift.
Get on the ride.
Wait, no. Tell me real quick.
Yes.
This is my real motive. I want to try to take as much of like the liquefying crystal and put it in the water skin.
Okay, go ahead and you go ahead and try and gather what you can. It's coming up with you on this little platform that seems to be part of it is rising.
So it is like trying to like holding the water
as
skin,
you're like grabbing bits of the mud that it's forming in that hard packed dirt. You're like trying to scoop it in, and you get maybe about like 2 ounces worth of the condensed water.
I'll take it.
And the platform that you're on rises up about 10 feet and then stops.
I don't like that. Are we somewhere new? Are we on a different level?
No, you're just 10 feet above the platform now.
Cool.
Can we look underneath the platform?
Of course. You look down and it's like a cylinder rose up from it. And actually, Soot, as you look over, you do see that there is an archway with a stairwell going down further.
Oh, so we did the wrong thing. We weren't supposed to get on top of it. We were supposed to get down.
I was
So-
interested to see what y'all do.
Soot motions to his friends to like look where he's looking and like points to the stairs.
Oh, a door.
Exit.
Yep, let's hop down.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all hop down, and Soot happily leads the way into the darkness. Actually, your wrist is still glowing, so not into the darkness, but
Into litness.
into some of the litness.
The
And
light.
blessed be all.
Oh my god.
Yep, as Soot leads you down further and further down the stairs. These stairs are interesting. They're spiraling down and down and down. And you've gone like around. It's a spiral staircase going down almost endlessly. You go like 50 feet before there's a landing. And you've reached the bottom. And there's a single wooden door right there.
I knocked on it.
And you knock on it. Nothing happens.
Okay, I pushed open.
It opens.
Okay, cool.
You all
That was so indicative of Soot just gently and politely knocking on the door after we have made our way through robots trying to kill us.
He's not a good friend. He's not confrontational.
yeah, so
Non-confrontational
you all
jerk.
kind of push into this room, and as the door opens, there's natural daylight pouring through. And as you not like Soot's, very similar to Soot's magic actually, which is very nice because his magic was actually sunlight, because magic. As you all pile into this room, you see a painting, a single window, a grandfather clock,
Are we back in the first room?
What the fuck?
and the door slams shut behind you.
Motherfucker!
You pieces of shit!
So that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for being here, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app. If you're listening to this on iTunes, please be sure to leave us a review because it super duper helps us out. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment about your favorite part and your predictions for the next episode. Our episodes are now every Friday, so be on the lookout for shorter, more regular episodes that can be found on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, and of course, YouTube. Once again, thank you all so much for being here. Please, be safe, share some love, and tell a story. Have a good night.